Carmen. It's nice to see you again. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
All right, good. I just wanted to check in, see what's been going on since I've last seen you.
So I started college a few months ago. That's new. And, I've always wanted to be a nurse. So I got accepted into the nursing program at the school. But the demands are just so overwhelming.
Yeah, yeah, nursing programs can be tough. They're a lot of hard work. They're worth it in the end, but they can be a lot of hard work. Um, are you finding that you have more work than you expected?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm starting to feel anxious and even, somewhat depressed. The work is so much that I keep thinking about if I failed, how humiliating it would be.
I could see how that would be a concern. The fear of humiliation is definitely a very strong motivator for feeling worried. Now, you mentioned you've always wanted to be a nurse, so this program is definitely a way of meeting that goal. So, what are some ways that we can help you through this process to help you to that goal? So, getting through the program sounds like the way to achieve it, but have you tried some other possible paths to reach this goal? Maybe reach out to the college for some resources, access some tutors. Have you looked into anything like that?
No, I haven't.
Can you think of anything else that might help you feel a little bit less burdened with all the work? Setting aside some time, maybe? Have you set aside some time for homework?
Um, no, but I started thinking that maybe I should cut back on the amount of hours that I work a week. Um, Also cutting back on, I hang out with my buddies all the time, so maybe cutting back on the amount of times we go out to eat. That way I can make more time for homework and even going to bed earlier. That way I can wake up earlier.
That's great. Those are great ideas. Prioritizing the time, making time for that goal to make sure that you're reaching it and that you're providing enough time in order to get that work done. Maybe setting aside a specific time, maybe an hour or two a day, just to make sure whatever time works for you, whether it be in the morning or in the evening, like 7 to 9 o'clock, that's homework time, making sure that you've allocated that exact, specific time to help you kind of organize your priorities, organize your time, make sure that you have time for that work. Is that something that you might be up for? Is that something you think might work for you?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay, great. You sound very determined. You sound like you're, ready to do this program. I think maybe just using these strategies, finding ways to maybe just change the way that you're reaching this goal could really benefit you. I think I'd like to work with you on this. We could see each other weekly. We could check in next week, see how that specified time worked out for you. What do you think?
I think that would be great.
Okay, wonderful. Great. So I will see you next week. We'll come up with some more strategies and we'll look at this again next week.
Okay, perfect. Thank you
All
so much for your time.
all right. Thanks, Carmen.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Heather. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing okay.
Oh, it's been a while since I've last seen you. How are things going?
Yeah, they're going okay. I started school a couple months ago, which, it's good, but and it's something, I always wanted to be a nurse, so I was excited originally to start the program, but I'm finding that it's a lot more intensive than I expected. And I'm not sleeping well, and I've found myself being a lot more irritable. And I just don't want to fail. Like, that would be so embarrassing if I failed.
Yeah, I understand. So, is being a nurse what you see yourself doing with your future?
Oh, yes. Yeah. I've always wanted to be a nurse. I feel like this is exactly what I want to do. It's definitely my goal.
Okay, so it sounds like the program is definitely something that's necessary in order for you to achieve that goal. Um, Have you tried reaching out to any counselors or student support or even to any of your teachers?
No, no, I haven't reached out to anybody yet.
Okay, maybe, if there's a certain assignment that's due, or if you find that, there's too much work at one time, maybe communicating that to your professor, letting them know that you're overwhelmed, maybe they can help you. Even your student support team could help you make a plan. That way you have certain days where you can study, where you can read. Some library time would also be beneficial to you. Have you thought about any things that you could change in your own life that could help make the program smoother for you?
I think if the library time is good, because I think I find myself really distracted at home, and I find myself, even if I'm not doing anything, I still want to do, or I find myself feeling like I need to do something else, whether it's laundry or cleaning or even just, playing with the dogs. So I think maybe making a place to go to study might help me stay more focused.
Yeah. And are you currently working?
I do. I work 40 hours and then I get mandatory overtime every week. So,
Mhm.
saying that out loud sounds like maybe I should cut back a little bit on working
Yeah,
also.
yeah, maybe that would help.
That's
Um,
true.
I know that you said that you've had some increased sleep problems.
Mhm.
How's your anxiety?
It's definitely higher than usual. I find myself just getting really nervous and sweaty, and I feel my pulse racing. And, even though my body is tired, my mind doesn't stop. It just keeps going and going, and I lose a lot of sleep that way.
Do you find you anxious now because of school? Like, do you find yourself getting anxious when you're at class or when you're doing homework, or are you always anxious?
Um, I think it seems to be more so now that school has started. I was diagnosed with anxiety when I was younger, but now that, with school, I do feel like the symptoms have been a lot worse.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping that if once you cut back on some of your hours that you're working, once you make some library time and you, communicate to your staff, I'm pretty sure your school that you go to have a lot of resources with helping students, even if it's tutoring or counseling sessions as far as like classwork goes. You should reach out to all the resources that the school has in order for them to help you and maybe make a better plan in order for you to get through this program.
I think that sounds like a really good idea. I think that's something that I could do.
Okay. I'd like to continue to work with you and check in and see how your program is going and how you're dealing with the stress. I would suggest coming to meet at least once a week. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I would like that.
Okay, so why don't we do that? We'll set up a time for next week and we can catch up and see if anything has changed since.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.